Welcome back to Movie Clip Mania. Today we are going to review the action science fiction drama film, Avatar: Way of Water. If you enjoy our content, don't forget to like and subscribe. We upload multiple times daily. Spoilers ahead. North of 10 years after the occasions of the primary film, the film starts with Jake Tarnish portraying his humble and tranquil life as head of the Omaticaya faction and raising a family with his significant other Neytiri, which incorporates his children Neteyam and Lok and his little girl Tuk, his embraced little girl Kiri, brought into the world from Elegance Augustine's lethargic Na'vi symbol, and a human kid named Bug, the child of Miles Quaritch, who was brought into the world on Pandora yet couldn't be shipped to Earth in cryostasis as a baby. While Jake can acknowledge Bug as an embraced child, Neytiri is wary of him given his human beginnings. Be that as it may, every one of the youngsters blend and mingle well with one another, including Bug, whom Kiri is loving with despite the fact that he is a human. Insect doesn't embrace his human legacy and feels more lean to Na'vi culture and customs. They have an ordinary existence until one day they notice a bizarre star in the night sky. Sadly, they understand it's a RDA space transport with people getting back to Pandora to colonize it, raising another vitally working base once more, making critical obliteration Pandora. Among the fresh debuts in the boat is Colonel Quaritch, who has been cloned into a Na'vi body and with his recollections transferred from before his demise. Subsequently, Quaritch can't recall his end on account of Jake yet is simply ready to remember the occasions before and his wrathful mission to wipe out Jake. To keep the RDA from taking advantage of Pandora once more, Jake drives an essential guerrilla activity against the RDA supply lines, debilitating them. In one of the tasks, Lok, who ignores Neteyam and is anxious to show what him can do as a Na'vi champion, attempts to help Jake in fight, however is injured. Jake safeguards and trains him to not imperil his own security by being foolish. That evening, while at the same time watching out for his injuries, Neytiri serenely reminds Jake to be not excessively unforgiving with Lok, to which Jake communicates his anxiety as a dad for the well-being of his kids. In the meantime, the retaliatory strike on the RDA supply lines doesn't agree with Quaritch, who starts a hunt mission to kill Jake. During a lively endeavor, Jake's kids alongside Insect investigate further into the rainforest. Unbeknownst to them, Quaritch and his group are in the area investigating the site where Quaritch finds his human remaining parts. A perceptive Lok sees their presence and rapidly illuminates Jake. A conflict follows and Quaritch's crew catches Jake's kids. Jake and Neytiri show up in time and free the vast majority of them, yet Bug is taken by Quaritch, who remembers him as his child. On board the boat, the RDA attempts to constrain data about Jake from Insect, whom declines. Evolving technique, Quaritch tends to Bug as his child and furthermore to make sense of more about the Na'vi in return for his opportunity on his side. In spite of the fact that unagreeable and ignorant about Quaritch's genuine mission, Bug shows Quaritch Na'vi culture. Quaritch is likewise effectively ready to tame an Ikran flying animal as his vehicle. Realizing the peril, Insect's information on his whereabouts postures to their security and furthermore to stay away from another fiasco, Jake persuades a hesitant Neytiri and his family to oust themselves from the Omaticaya group and retreat toward the eastern seaboard of Meetkaina, a coral reef island whose tribe and way of life is adjusted to Pandora's oceanic environment. Jake gives his central mantle to his replacement and passes on altogether to Meetkaina. Once showed up, they are welcomed by the faction boss Tano Ari and his significant other Ronal, who is dicey of them at first. Be that as it may, Jake makes sense of their circumstance and they are consented to remain and given cover. Despite the fact that a few tribesmen criticize Jake and his youngsters for their hereditary human legacy, the family learns the methods of the reef individuals, gaining the appreciation of them. Kiri is entranced with the oceanic existence of Meetkaina and fosters a profound bond with the ocean and its animals, while Lok gets to know Tsireya, the girl of tribe boss Tano Ari and his better half Ronal. While adjusting to their new climate, Lok gets into a battle with Tsireya's sibling Aonung when he pokes an unrefined fun at Kiri and him of their blended human genealogy. Jake reprimands his child for his way of behaving. At Jake's demand, Lok gets back to apologize to Aonung and his companions. Nonetheless, they captivate him to an excursion into the domain of a perilous ocean hunter, the Akula, and leave him abandoned in retribution. The Akula attempts to go after Lok. In any case, Lok is saved by and becomes friends with Payakan, a tulkun, a shrewd and pacifistic cetacean species whom the Meetkaina think about their otherworldly family. Lok can speak with Payakan through marking and eliminates an old spear head from the monster's right balance. Upon his revisitation of Meetkaina, boss Tano Ari, who became mindful of Aonung's deceiving of Lok, requests that the previous apologize to Lok. Notwithstanding, Lok assumes the fault himself, winning Aonung's kinship. He is likewise informed that Payakan is a pariah among his species. In the interim, out traveling to a branch off of the Tree of Spirits, Kiri joins with it to meet her mom, yet experiences a fierce seizure. She is recuperated by Ronal. However, when Jake calls Norm Spellman and Max Patel for help, Quaritch can follow them to the archipelago where the reef individuals reside. Carrying Insect with him, he lays hold of a whaling vessel which is hunting tulkuns to gather their cerebrum catalyst for making hostile to maturing cures. Quaritch starts to mercilessly scrutinize the native clans about Jake's area. Bombing that, he arranges the whaling team to wantonly kill the tulkuns to draw Jake out. Loke intellectually interfaces with Payakan and discovers that the tulkun was projected out on the grounds that he conflicted with the methods of his species and went after the whalers who killed his mom. At the point when the Meatkaina learn of the tulkun butchers, Loke takes off to caution Payakan, trailed by his kin, Siraya and Aonung. They find Payakan being pursued by the whalers, and Loke, Kiri and Took are caught by Quaritch. With their kids in harm's way, Jake, Neytiri and the Meatkaina set off on a mission to face the people. Quaritch powers Jake to give up, yet seeing his spirit sibling endangered, Payakan assaults the whalers, setting off a battle which kills the vast majority of the group and fundamentally harms the vessel, making it sink. Netayam salvages Loke and Insect, however is lethally shot. Jake faces Quaritch, who involves Kiri as a prisoner. At the point when Neytiri does likewise with Insect, Quaritch at first denies his child, yet halts when Neytiri cuts Bug on the chest. Jake, Quaritch, Neytiri and Took end up caught inside the sinking vessel. Jake chokes Quaritch into obviousness and is protected by Loke and Payakan, and Kiri calls ocean animals to help her save Neytiri and Took. Insect finds and protects Quaritch, however passes on him because of his savagery towards the Na'vi and putting his objective to kill Jake's family over being his dad and turning into a decent man, driving him back to rejoin Jake's loved ones. After Netayam's burial service, Jake and his family choose to for all time stay with the Meatkaina. Thank you for watching and don't forget to like and subscribe.